Hello and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to talk about the Concierge UK Seniors Darts Tour. So, what's that all about? Well, let's go back about 4 years when there was a tour that was created for over 50-year-olds like me to play competitive darts in the UK. It was really good. I was on it from day one. I played some great players, some household names. It was a really good experience. But to be fair, in the last year, things were getting a little bit tricky with it. There were a few players who were unhappy, so a few of them decided to set up their own tour to run alongside it, and this is where the Concierge UK Seniors Tour was formed. This proved to be a very good decision because a few months ago the World Seniors Darts Tour is no more. So if you're over 50 and you want to play competitively on a tour in the UK, then this really is the option for you. So if you're thinking about it, what's involved? Well, I took my camera along to an event a couple of weeks ago down at Weston-super-Mare, so we'll have a look at that now, and then afterwards we'll come back and I'll explain a little bit more about the process, the prize money, the scoring, and also we've got all the fixtures ready for next year. So let's have a look and see how it got on. We are now off to the pier over here at Weston-super-Mare for the latest Seniors Darts event. So it was a bit of a blustery and windy day, so I was quite glad to get inside into the warm. So we're entering the venue now, probably about an hour before play is actually due to start. So you can see all the boards available to practice. You want to get there whenever really. I think they're pretty much open a couple of hours before. You can get there and have a good practice. So players began now. You'll notice the markers by the side of the board there. You will get called out to mark. Chris will shout your name if you have to mark a game, and also it'll be on the tablet. Basically it's a loser's marking system, so you will have to mark if you lose your game. Also you can see there's about 8 boards I think in use for this event, so you can wander around, watch a few games, or as mentioned before, you can actually watch it on your phone as well. As we walk down to the last 3 boards now, you notice 9, 10, 11, they were just dedicated practice boards, so you can use them any time, even when the event's going on. Okay, I feel I've just got to pause the video here to say a big congratulations to Simon Stevenson. As you can see here, he had a 9-dart finish in his match against Andrew Denning on his way to winning 2 out of the 3 events. He really was the man to beat this weekend. Congratulations, Simon. Okay, let's get back to the video. Once we get to the semi-final and final stage, you see Lee sets up a streaming system, so you can watch it sort of live on Facebook, and at the last couple of events I think he's also streamed one of the boards live all day, so you never know, you might even be on TV.
Game, shot, and the match, Michael Huntley.
Alright, so that was my experience of Weston-super-Mare. Now you might notice as I pan the camera around the room, you've seen a lot of happy, smiley, chatty faces, and that's really what this tour is all about. It might be a cliche, but we are really one big happy family. Whether you turn up to your first event or you've been to every one, you're still going to get the same warm welcome. Now, alright, on the video you might have seen a few serious faces. Of course you did. We all want to win when we're playing, but when the match is over, we're all friendly and happy. Alright, so you watch the video and you think, I quite fancy a bit of that. How do I join and how good do I need to be? Okay, I've put the averages up now for the Weston-super-Mare competition, and as you can see they do fluctuate, and there's going to be averages between sort of 50 and 100 and everywhere there in between. So that's kind of the standard that you're looking at. Secondly, to join, 2 main criteria. You need to be over the age of 50 and you need to be a member. Now membership for 2026 is going to cost you £60, and that then will entitle you to enter all of the 6 competitions that are available next year. Now they're up and down the country, and they've also got one in Spain at the end of April. So if you're looking for a bit of sun earlier than normal, that might be the one for you. Once you've got your membership, entering is pretty straightforward. It's normally a weekend competition starting on a Friday night with a best of 9 knockout, and that's going to cost you £30. On the Saturday, about 11 o'clock in the morning, there's another best of 9 knockout, but with the bonus of a consolation competition. So if you lose your first match, you're going to go into that competition with a chance to win. I think it's £200 for the winner, then sort of £50 for the semi-finalists. So that's still not too bad if you manage to win that and you lose your first match. And then on the Sunday, it's going to cost you £50. That's the biggest prize money event. I think that's like £1,000 for the winner. That's why it's slightly more expensive. That's basically how the tournament works. All right, one last thing. On the footage, you might have noticed some tablets on the wall. All the scoring is done on a program called DartConnect. So if you're a little bit older and not that tech savvy and worrying about you might not be able to score, don't. What I'll do at the end of this, I'll put a very brief description of how to score a leg of darts on DartConnect. It's super simple, so don't be put off by that. I definitely say if you watch this, you've enjoyed it, definitely join the tour if you're over 50. It's a great event and you won't regret it, and you'll make some great friends. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please subscribe. It's a new channel. We've got a lot of other stuff coming up. We've got behind the scenes at some WDF events I attended this year. I went to the Lithuanian Open and the Swedish Open. We've got some Vault. If you haven't played that before, we'll tell you what's involved with that. Got some product reviews, some trading tips, and some other stuff as well. So please subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one, or hopefully on the tour. See you later. Okay, so as mentioned, I'm going to take you through the scoring system that they use on the Seniors Tour. It's also used on the WDF as well, a system called DartConnect. I'm not going to do it here on the tablet because obviously trying to reflect it off the screen and push buttons, it might look a bit weird. So I'll bring it up on my desktop computer, I'll record the screen and I'll talk you through it, but basically it'll be exactly the same as you would get on the tablet next to the board. So let's have a look at that. Okay, so when you get to this screen, basically what you'll do is you'll enter whoever wins the ball. We use a PDC ball system there, so it's either the 25 or the ball that counts, nothing else. And then you'll be greeted by this screen. Basically, it's pretty simple. So Andy won the ball, so he's starting first. Basically got 100, so all you do is just click on the 100 and it'll go straight in. And as you can see, what I do like about this system, if you see down the side and along the bottom, it's already got like pre-populated scores, the most popular scores you're likely to get. So if somebody scores a 60 then, Ben got a 60, you could just click on 60 and then it goes. If you do forget to do that, for instance, you just typed in 60, 60 and enter, it would work exactly the same. So again, 66 was scored, 66 and enter, and so forth. And then obviously using the scores along the bottom, 140 for instance there, we can go for a 180. And we'll go for 77, so obviously you need to type that in because it's not anywhere listed, and enter. We'll get a ton, and then just put another ton. Right, now we come to the finish, so we're looking at Ben and he's 95, so we'll say he actually checked out there, so 9 and 5, and click enter. What it will do then, it will confirm that he's won the leg. Ignore the 2-1, I've tried to do this a couple of times before. Okay, so confirm that he's won that leg. And then it'll ask you the winning darts. That's the number of darts that he took to go out. So obviously 1, 2 or 3. Well, it can't be 1 obviously because it's 95. So he actually went treble 19, double 19 for 2 darts. So you click 2 darts and that ensures that the average is right. And then it'll just basically go through to the next leg. And that's it. Pretty much as simple as that. Okay, another thing I do like about DartConnect while we're on here at the moment is the fact that you can see your stats and all the results. Now you can either watch them live, if you sat there, you can watch on your phone some of the games. If you've got family and friends, they can actually watch your game live on their like tablet or PC at home. So what you would do, you basically go into events and then you pick on the event you've got. So we can search by event on here, so we search for Concierge, if you can type Concierge. Okay, and that'll bring up all the Concierge tours. So just for instance here, you can see all the averages for the tournaments. They're pretty much the same. I'd say pretty much low to mid 70s. So we'll pick on the one that I went to, which was at Weston-super-Mare. If you go into that, it'll give you loads of different stats, brackets, the results, the leaderboards. What we'll do, we'll go into match centres. That'll give us each individual game. So for instance, if we pick on the Saturday singles, let's go for that. We can see Mike Huntley playing really well there with a 94.52 win over Simon Stevenson in the final. And you can go down through, got my match here, I don't really want to see that one, finish in trouble. But basically what you can just pick a match, let's go for, let's have a look at Ian Moss against Ian Joplin. So all you do is just click on the match and that'll bring up all the legs that were won with the different averages and what the players were left on. And if you want any more detail, you can go into game detail and that will take you into basically every score that was scored. So it's a really good thing, and you can go back. I think it's archived all the way back to the actual app started, so you can go back years and see performances. I do quite like that as well. So that's another bonus of DartConnect. Okay, so there you have it. As I mentioned, it's pretty straightforward, it's pretty easy. Can't really go wrong with it. Super simple system. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll put the dates down for next year, and we hope you see you on the next video. Cheers. The first event is going to be in Plymouth towards the end of March, followed by the first trip abroad to Benalmadena in Spain at the end of April, beginning of May, before back into Basingstoke at the end of May. Moving on then back down towards the West Country for Burnham-on-Sea at the end of June, before Derbyshire the beginning of September, and then towards the middle of October up to Cheshire. Before finally, the final event of the season is going to be at the Manor and Ashby Resort back down in Okehampton, Devon. One thing I would say about that resort is a fabulous resort. The dart setup is great, but not only that, you also have the use of all the facilities if you stay there, and they've got like 4 golf courses, badminton, tennis, arts and crafts, archery, swimming pools, gyms, all sorts. That's all included in the price, so that's definitely worth a visit. And this year I'll hopefully be trying to get an extra night just to make use of all the facilities. So hope you enjoy this, and we'll see you hopefully in 2026 on the tour.